Hello, welcome back to Dragon Age Origins with me, Admidi. Yeah, as I said last time, I did clean up my inventory a tiny bit, so we have now only 53 spots occupied, and we'll talk to all the people this time. So, Severin?
I've a question, if I may.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
Why would I do anything with you?
Oh, I imply nothing specific, of course. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
Well, I will always need a servant. I could always use a friend.
Indeed. I might even be glad to call myself such, come to think of it. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Alright, and we gained more abilities with him. I think we are... Yeah, on the main characters we are on the maximum... Well, the main characters, the ones I always bring with me, they are at the maximum, so that's good. And all the others are also well on their way. Yes, okay, so let's talk. Can you teach others to be an assassin now?
I suppose the crows are already furious, yes? What harm is another tweak to their nose? If you wish to be trained in the basics of an assassin, I can certainly show you. Or anyone else who is also a rogue. It shall be fun. I will make it fun, I promise.
Very well, so, assassin unlocked. Now, let's... Do you stare at everyone like that?
Not everyone, but a handsome man like yourself. Why not? I am sure you are a man who draws many stares from women and other men alike. Does this bother you?
No, not really.
But you would prefer I desisted, perhaps. It would be difficult traveling as we do in close proximity, but I am nothing if not a gentleman.
I just can't trust you. No, it's okay.
Then I shall keep that in mind. And perhaps even redouble my efforts.
That won't work.
There was a young elven dancer in Antiva City once, and I believe I actually managed to stare off all 7 of her skirts. It's a trick worth retrying. Now that that is out of the way, perhaps we should move on. With you in front, of course. What is your desire?
So let's ask questions.
Right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Tell me about your adventures.
I'm hardly an old man just returned from across the ocean, am I? Should I shake my fist at nearby children while I talk about the good old days?
Yeah, why not? You certainly talk like you've had adventures.
Falling down a flight of stairs is an adventure. Falling into someone's bed, also an adventure. I am assuming what you're looking for are professional anecdotes. Let's see, my second mission ever for the Crows was a bit intriguing. I was sent to kill a mage who had been meddling in politics.
I guess that was not a circle mage.
In Antiva, nobody is too important to escape the reach of the Crows. They've killed kings and queens. That is simply how it is. As it turned out, the mage in question was quite a delightful young woman. Long, divine legs, as I recall. I caught her in a carriage on her way to escape to the provinces. After I killed her guard, she got down on her hands and knees and begged for her life. Rather aptly, I might add. So I joined her in the carriage for the night and left the next morning.
After killing her?
Yes, but not on purpose, actually. The woman had actually convinced me to speak to the crows on her behalf. What can I say? I was young and foolish at the time. Then, as I was kissing her goodbye to return to Antiva City, she slipped on the threshold and fell backwards out of the carriage. Broke her neck. Shame, really, but at least it happened quickly.
That's terrible.
Then I found out that she had told the driver to take her to Janellen instead. She had planned to lose me in the provinces. I would have looked very foolish to the crows. As it was, my master was very impressed that I had done such a fine job of making it look like an accident. The Circle of Magi was unaware of foul play, and everyone was happier all around.
Alright, so it worked out. Yes, guess you got lucky.
I got stupid, in fact, and very lucky. It was after that when I learned that one needn't let a pretty face go to your head. Professionalism was key. That's my moral of the day, you see.
That sounds good. Wise lesson to learn.
And one that not everyone learns, I'm sad to say. But that's enough tale spinning from me for the moment. Talking about the mage has made me a bit nostalgic, I'm afraid. Ah, the good old days. What is your desire?
So, any more questions
Right,
that popped up,
but
or
I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
more about your adventures? Is that the same as before?
Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
No, not that.
Ah, you should see the look you have. I jest, of course. Let's see. How about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
No.
Prince Azrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocel from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells.
So does that happen often in Antiva?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
So, what did you do?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
Yeah, very lucky indeed,
It's
I
true.
guess.
I live a charmed life. One of the prostitutes that raised me was a fortune teller. Said I wouldn't die young. She was rather startled by that. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
Okay, so,
What is your desire?
let's see. Do we have anything personal?
I'm game.
Nope. Okay. No options of interest. Win!
You're quite taken with each other, aren't you?
Yes, quite.
I've noticed your blossoming relationship, and I wanted to ask you where you thought it was going. She is a cunning woman, a Maleficar. She will use you for her own ends.
I guess she might, But then again, probably each relationship is something that each partaking part wants to get something out of. So it's always for the mutual benefit of both parties. Or at least that's hopefully how it is most of the time. Yeah, so I say I trust Morrigan.
I'm telling you what I see and what my instincts tell me. And even if the feelings you share are genuine, this affair may not be the best thing for either of you. You are a Grey Warden. You have responsibilities which supersede your personal desires.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with doing the responsibilities or do the personal desire as long as it doesn't hurt the responsibilities, let's say it that way. I can handle the responsibilities and my relationships.
Love is ultimately selfish.
Yes.
It demands that one be devoted to a single person who may fully occupy one's mind and heart to the exclusion of all else. A Grey Warden cannot afford to be selfish. You may be forced to make a choice between saving your love and saving everyone else. And then what would you do?
Guess we'll make that choice when it occurs. Well, yeah, let's say you're making things sound more dire than they are.
Nothing is certain. Not in these times.
That's true.
You cannot take anything for granted. I want you to be aware of this.
Yeah, that's okay. I guess we can handle whatever comes our way.
If you insist, I have given my advice. Do with it what you will.
I mean, Morrigan is pretty rational-based woman, so if there was a choice between her and all others, she might even insist on saving all others. Except for if all others is Alistair.
What's on your mind?
Have you changed your mind already?
I have watched you for a time, and perhaps I was wrong. There seems to be something special between the two of you. It doesn't happen often, but I see her smile to herself sometimes when she watches you.
See, you were wrong about us.
I think I was too harsh in my judgment before, and I am sorry.
Yeah, apology accepted.
What you have may not last forever. Death and duty may part you, but love's worthiness is not diminished because of that. I should have seen this before. Instead, you learn to cherish every precious moment that you spend together, knowing that they're easily digestible. And for those of us watching,
Okay.
it brings warmth to these old bones to know that something so beautiful can be found in the midst of chaos and strife.
That was a sound glitch again.
What's on your mind?
So,
I will answer to the best of my ability.
anything about the circle? No? Okay. Exhausted her dialogue. So, Liliana,
Something I can help with?
so let's talk.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Nah, I don't want to hear a tale
Something I can help with?
right now. No. Okay. So nothing with her. Ogren. So far I don't like Ogren. He's just too much of a drunkard. But
There
we'll see.
you are. Wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, okay. What about?
You and I, you know how sometimes you spend time with people and things.
Okay, what is it?
I was thinking, I do know some people out here on the surface. A person, actually. A girl I knew in Orzammar. Before I left, obviously.
A girl you knew or a girl you knew?
What? Oh, you mean were we rutting? Oh, aye. After Bronca left for the deep roads. Name's Felsi. She was a fiery one. I'm sure she's forgiven me by now. Thought maybe I'd track her down, see how she's been living.
Forgiven for what? No option. Wait, you cheated on Branka?
Me? Cheat? Ah! That iron-thighed shrew had left me long before. And she'd cheated on me with that tramp Hespeth. I grant you, I didn't find out about that till after, but hey, truth is truth. Anyway, she left for the surface a year back, and I haven't seen her since.
And why did she leave?
What? Why are you asking me? I didn't do anything. I tried to look her up the last time we were at Lake Calenhad. She wasn't at work at the inn. At home with her sick mother, they said. I figured it was just the ancestors telling me something. But I keep thinking about her.
There's something here you're not telling me.
Ah, you suspicious sack of pebbles. You always have to think the worst of someone.
Well, not the worst of all people, but you really are not telling us something. Because you mentioned that she had something to forgive, and you were evading the question of what you did, so... That's because you're usually the worst. Nah, I thought we were friends.
Ah, you whipped out the knife, didn't you? Look, Felsi and me, we didn't leave things on the best of terms.
Yes. Go on.
Yeah, she was jealous of Bronca. And she got to be controlling, and Ogren was meant to be free, you know what I mean? Anyway, she couldn't handle everyone wishing they could be with me. So she left. Honest truth.
I guess I'll wait and hear her version of this.
I will. You go ahead. Wait, so we're going?
Yeah, we'll look for her if we have the time.
Well, and a good friend you are, Warden. I'll think about you if we ever... no, actually, that would be gross. No, what was it you wanted to say?
Alright, he's, yeah, not making things better. That I like him better right now. Can you teach me to fight like you do?
Want to be a berserker? Thought I'd never see the day. You're a monster on the field already, Warden. But your style just doesn't give itself to mad rage. Too much thinking, too much, what you call it, finesse. But if you know someone fit for this type of work, I'll teach him. It'll be nice to have another berserker to grunt at for a change.
Alright, so we learn the berserker stuff. He also didn't make himself more likable because of that, what he just said. Yeah, the losing control stuff and that. Yeah, tell me, it sounds fair.
If you want to think like a berserker, drop fair from your vocabulary. If it works, that's all.
Alright. We'll talk more later.
Alright then.
So have we unlocked it or not?
Come to talk to old Ogren, have you? Don't know why.
Well, perhaps we have unlocked it. So... what's wrong?
Nothing. I'm fine. Just, I got a hornet in my eye is all. Did you want to talk about something?
So tell me more about
What the
berserkers.
sod is there to know? You get mad, you fly into battle, and things die. It's pretty simple. The hard part is getting in touch with your rage. We all learn to hold that back. It's why we don't kill every duster who looks at us sideways. You need to shut that off. For some people, being in battle is enough. But others have to think about something. Violence, monsters, nobles, your wife, whatever.
Why would you want to fight that way?
Why not? When you fight, you get mad. By the stone, it's a sodding tactic to enrage your enemy so he makes a mistake, right? Berserkers grab that anger and drink it like it's yesterday's ale. Then we turn it against our foes and watch the limbs fly.
And just getting thinking angry thoughts makes it happen.
Well, for most berserkers it does. Several years ago, I worked with a berserker on one expedition who just couldn't work himself up. We had to kick him in the stones before he could get going.
Doesn't sound very friendly.
I'm
Let's
listening.
talk about you.
What about?
Are you sure you're fine with what happened with Branka?
Oh, sure. I'm fine with it. I mean, she was a real firebrand between the sheets, but a bit soft in the skull, you know what I mean? Explains why she left, anyway.
He's always just thinking of the sheets, right? I imagine she wasn't that crazy when she left.
Oh, you don't know her. She was cracked like a glass floor. Before she was a paragon, I mean. After that, she really fell apart. I mean, she leaves me and flits about with that watered tart Hespith. What's she got that I don't? Just the thought of the two of them together, kissing and licking and intertwined on the floor of the deep roads. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the tent for a moment. Excuse me.
Okay.
Pull up a drink, Warden. Join me in my sodding hole.
Something bothering you?
Nah, just tired is all. Did you want to talk about something?
So, let's
What
talk about... How do you like the
It's
surface?
sodding great. At first I was a little queasy with all that air, but there's just so much of it. No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing. And the ale. Oh, who'd have thought? Ale made with grain. Aye, the surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill, huh? All this talk makes my hands twitchy. Just leave me alone, Warden. Seriously.
Upset again?
Upset? Ugh. I don't get upset. I get drunk. Did you want to talk about something?
Sounds like excuses, he has a serious problem. Let's
about?
talk about if you miss Orzammar.
What? Miss Orzammar? Are you mad, in addition to being ugly? They treated me like a puddle fly back there. I'm never going back.
Okay.
Alright.
Can we... What?
Aye. Alright then.
I want to talk
I
about
got a moment here,
how...
Sure. What about?
Let's talk about what it's like to be a warrior in
You get a
Orzammar.
sword or an axe, and are told to go out and defend your city. It's the best thing in the world. That is until you try to live in the city you saved.
What do you mean?
I mean, they train you to kill, teach you to harness your rage at the first noise you hear, then try to set 100 sodding rules about it. Like those provings. Ancestors show their favor through the strongest arm, right? So why so many rules saying how to fight and when you win and not to bloody kill? Killing's what swords are for.
Why didn't they give you blunted weapons then?
You can kill with blunted weapons, Warden. Well, maybe you can't. This makes me cranky. Don't you have any other inane questions?
Let's talk
Alright.
some other time.
Aye, alright then.
Okay, sounds a bit like he killed someone he wasn't supposed to in
got a
approving.
moment. Sure. What
Will he
about?
talk about it? No.
Alright. Aye, alright then.
So, okay, talk to him. Now, Alistair.
Ask away.
I had another dream about the Arc Demon, I think.
Yes, me too. And I got the feeling at the end there that it saw us, was aware of us, whatever you want to call it. Could have just been my imagination, I suppose. What do you think?
I think we need to be extra careful.
I thought we were already being extra careful. Does that mean we have to be extra careful now? Great. And there I was enjoying my nap. I guess one thing is certain at least, isn't it? It's official. This is a blight.
Don't we know that like for a long, long time? So what can we talk about? Nothing. Good. Sten.
You called.
Question
I
time?
am hardly surprised.
Not question
well.
time. Have you
Speak
mentioned
then.
anything? No.
Then I suggest we move on.
Yes, let's go.
As you wish.
I mean, I have, let's see. Morrigan is maxed out, Alistair is maxed out, Wynn is maxed out, Ogren is pretty high apparently. Don't know why. Severan is... yeah, it's okay. Liliana's pretty high as well. Sten, yeah. Shale, we need to buff up Shale a bit at some point. We do have the generic gifts that we can
I've watched a
give
lot of
them.
humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
I think that's a compliment, so thanks, Shale.
Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
There's a backhanded compliment in there somewhere. Yeah, let's go with that.
Nonsense. It can imagine my surprise discovering such a thing was possible from a creature so... soft. But there it is. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
Yeah, we wouldn't want that, would we?
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Alright.
I have a question for it, if it will indulge me. My understanding is that it encountered the smith named Caradin. He
Yes.
was responsible for the creation of the golems, that he had become a golem himself. What I do not know is what became of him. Why did he not return with it? I would have many questions for him.
He killed himself.
He killed himself? Ah, I would doubt it, but no, I see it is telling the truth. May I ask what became of the Anvil of the Void, assuming that it too still existed?
It was destroyed as Caradin wanted.
Then it was no doubt for the best. With Caradin also goes any chance I might have had of finding answers on my past, I assume. Tell me, did it find out anything from Caradin? Anything at all about how I might have been made?
Yeah, the anvil made golems from living souls.
Meaning that I was once a living creature? That seems highly unlikely, and more than a little insulting. Is it certain?
Not trying to insult you, Shale.
Was I forced into this? Or simply glad to abandon a frail body? And more importantly, who was I? I simply must know. I cannot help but believe that answers lie elsewhere in the deep roads. We must look.
Anywhere specific?
Yes, no, I don't know. If it can search the deep roads, I may remember something. If not, then I will have to wait.
Okay, new quest. A lot of side quests. No! Game went. I think I haven't saved, have I? Yeah, I'll end the episode here and replay up to this point. Do all the conversations once more. And meet you back next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you've enjoyed and hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.